throw it in later.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Sandy from By the Lakeside, and look who's here today. It
Hi.
is Eric from Sticks Twine. We have gotten together today. We are having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
And we just filmed a bit of a podcast that we are going to split into two parts between Eric's channel, the Sticks Twine channel, and mine. So head on over there if you haven't seen that part of the podcast yet. And this will be part 2 of our little collaboration that we're doing.
A little get-together.
A little get-together.
A little coffee clutch without coffee.
We're having tea.
That's right, we are.
We have our favorite tea here, which is...
We have matching mugs today, too.
We do.
Yay.
They're so cute. This is
Very
our
cute.
favorite tea. It's sweet orange.
Wild orange, wild sweet orange, sweet wild orange.
Something like that.
It's one of those.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's Tazo.
Yep.
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 It's funny because we realized watching another one of our favorite things that we'll talk about in a little bit, that's how we realized it's actually our favorite tea as well. So
But we keep doing that. So
yeah.
we kind of we've met each other in a few different places, but just over the Christmas holidays, and I think when was it? When we met up with Mina.
That's right. That was during American Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Just before American Thanksgiving, because I went to Atlanta for Thanksgiving and she was up in Toronto visiting.
Yeah. And then we just kind of discovered we had a lot of favorite things and common interests. So we've been chatting and
I've been admiring all of Sandy's handiwork, all of her craftswomanship in her bag making, and I've been the fortunate recipient of a couple of them, which I adore. So yeah, so we're gonna keep going with some more fun things, hopefully, that you'll find interesting.
yeah. So we've already talked about a lot of our knitting, and
That's
now
right.
we are going to continue with a lot of our favorite things. So the first thing that we've been kind of getting into for the new year.
Obsessively. Well, I have.
Obsessively.
I have.
And I always, I mean, I think a lot of people at this time of the year are, but yeah, we've been kind of going crazy.
It's topical. It's topical.
Yeah. Planners.
And for anybody who hasn't been following, well, obviously you have been following, but following Sandy's Instagram, it's like Planner Palooza at Casa Sandy.
It is a little
I
bit.
love it.
It's a little crazy. The books, the journals, the sketchbooks.
I love it.
There's a lot. I actually had to pull back and stop myself from ordering a couple more. But I think I'm in a good situation.
That's okay,
now.
because you've just been ordering them for me now.
Yeah.
So
If I can
Which I
help,
love.
if I can help anyone.
yeah, talking about enabling. There's you know,
Yes.
there's enabling and then there's enabling, and Sandy's really good at it. So yeah.
Well, this year, as in other years, but particularly this year, the Hobonichi has totally taken over. So that's what I'm using for my planner. And I've shown it before, but I ordered another one. And I did show this, I think, in Vlogmas or something, but this is just one of their basic covers with a cover on cover. And I am using this very specifically for an idea book of a few things I'm working on for this year. So I am loving it, and I love the paper. This has been one of my favorite things. So I think you have one coming too, right?
Well, I do, in fact. Now, Sandy, in her ordering, was so kind to order me mine, which I have a cover on order, but I just ordered it yesterday because they sell out.
Yeah.
Something like, who knew? This is such a cult item. Who knew? Like, you can go into a super deep dive on YouTube on this stuff.
Spend
And
hours.
I have. So I'd ordered already some stuff, but this is the one that Sandy ordered because she was placing an order already. So my cover is yet to arrive, but I also have the same Stockholm cover on cover.
Yeah.
I already have that one, actually.
This like patterned cover.
And it comes like that, actually, because I remembered to bring it with me. So it's great because it shows through whatever cover you have underneath, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is it's not just about the planning, it's the customization of the planning that I'm really liking.
Yeah.
Like all these accessories and things that you can really make it work for you, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Is there...
So what are you using yours for? Is yours going to be like an everyday planner?
Mine's going to be an everyday planner for work, but also I've been getting into doing things like, and I was actually inspired by some of the stuff that I think you're going to show as well, but I've been really starting to get into more meal planning. This past year, if you want sort of a recap what happened to Eric over the past 9 months, go and see the first. Where have you been? I've been moving, renovating, taking care of family, all kinds of stuff, plus traveling and working. It's been kind of crazy. And I need a better organization system. So that's why I was like, this will work for me because I need it to work in the way I need it to work. But it comes with all these cool accessories you can buy. And let's face it, as people who are crafty, like the more accessories and notions that you can buy for something, the more I'm into it. So, pencil board, file folders, notepads, little thing to hold things.
You need them all.
Crazy.
You need them
oh,
all.
Don't forget then the stickers. Yeah. So let's just say the Hobonichi company has made a lot of money off me all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna use it as an everyday planner, but also for things like meal planning, event organization, trying to keep my business goals on track. Because as I'm getting busier and busier, it's harder to keep business plus personal life organized and together. And doing a renovation is like, even though I'm not contracting it myself, it's still like a whole other job. It's a lot of, if anyone's been through it, you probably all know.
You could have a whole book just for that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, but it also comes with a special order from this year, which we're not going to talk about this too much because I think, there's been a billion reveals of this on other YouTube channels, but it's really cute because it's got this cool pen and these dice, which are different types of food on one and different types of preparation on the other. Yes. So it's sort of like...
We've done it a few times here.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, it's hilarious. So you roll the dice and we're having raw eggs for dinner. Or sauteed pork or something. Like, it will just tell you what to have. Now, we don't actually eat it, but...
I think that's fun.
It's really cute.
The pen is really cool because it has 3 colors, too.
And it writes really well. I actually use these pens,
Do you color code when you're writing in your planner?
No.
I don't
either. I should. I've thought about it, but I haven't. I just use...
Because you're a big pen person in your planner,
I kind of am, and I really like highlighters, but the mild liners.
Which I still haven't bought any yet, but I think I'm going to.
So they're just highlighters, but they're sort of muted and faded colors. They're not so bright, but I will color code with that if I have tasks that are maybe more work related. I'll put them in a certain color.
Right. When I was doing bullet journaling last year, not the big crazy overwhelming with tons of washi and different things. I was just doing more sort of minimalist, but I had the Faber-Castell brush pens in the different, like the 5 tones of gray. And I would use that to highlight things now and again. Nice. So it was really, but so Hobonichi versus bullet journaling, because we both have bullet journaled before.
I have, but very briefly did I do the real bullet journaling. Like with
the actual dots and arrows and migrating things.
Yeah, and I found that just a little bit too involved.
It's
for me. It wasn't really my favorite thing. Yeah. So I still have do you want to say it? Is it LEUCHTTURM?
LEUCHTTURM.
There you go. So I bought a new one for this year, and this is just kind of like my home notebook.
Right.
So I picked up a really good idea from...
I'm going to get mine, it's right there.
And your other one, too.
I'm coming back.
Okay. So I wanted to have a spot that might not necessarily be just for the 1 year. It's just going to be my home notebook. And I picked up a really good idea from someone we'll talk about later, one of our favorite new YouTubers, where he jots down, it's not the menu planning portion of it, but he writes down everything that they eat.
Yeah.
So that okay, I haven't eaten this dish in like a month, and we all really liked it. So that way you can kind of see patterns and...
it's a great idea.
Because I forget. There's a million recipes I've tried that never get made again.
That's the thing. I just made a recipe this week that I have not made in, I want to say over a year. And both Sebastian are like, I love this dish. It's so good. And it's not hard to make. Doesn't take a lot of time. Doesn't take a lot of special ingredients. but we forget.
We totally forget.
You get in a rut.
Yeah. So that's kind of it's what I'm doing here. It's little things I want to remember to do, like weekly home schedules, monthly things that I forget about, like cleaning windows or all that boring stuff.
Right.
And then I was going to keep a section for one specifically home, and if there's any repairs in the home or jobs we want to do, one for food, and then one for camping and travel.
Which is kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, so we can remember places that we want to go back to, campsites, and even meals that we make, things that are really easy.
So when I was camping as a kid, we did boil-in bags. Did you ever do those?
No. I know what they are, but
they were like, because when you're like out really like in the, camping in like this old like 1950s canvas tent, which is what I used to go with my dad and my brother, and we'd boil a pot of water, and we'd buy these like, they're like silver pouches, about yay big.
Yeah.
And my favorite one was always the Salisbury steak. And you plunk it in, and you leave it in for 5 minutes, and there's boiling water over a campfire, and then you like dump it out into a tin plate.
And it's a meal.
And it's a meal. It's basically a hamburger and gravy.
Yes.
Like, what's not to like? But yeah, that was the extent of, I think, our exciting culinary experiences in the bush.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I love food prep for camping.
Oh, I can imagine.
I really like it. I do a lot of prep here and freeze things,
Right.
but like we went with a bunch of families last year, the kids, and I think they were all kind of laughing at us because I think one night we had chicken parmesan. But I had froze, the last time I made it, I froze it and I had it in a little dish, and I could put it in our toaster oven. So we had a delicious meal, and then another night it was like salmon and foil pouches.
Because when you go camping though, you have like a trailer
I
that
have a
has
trailer.
like
it's not
kitchen-y
super
sort of-
fancy, but it has a fridge
Yeah.
and it has a stove, like a cooktop.
Yeah.
And we don't have an oven, but we have a toaster oven.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can just put something to
that.
defrost in there, and
That's awesome.
yeah. So we eat well when we're camping, and it's
Yeah.
fun. That's part of it for me. I enjoy
Oh,
it.
totally it is.
So I've got a book for all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I brought my bullet journal, and there you can see it's reflecting on camera. It's actually embossed with the bullet journal. I started this, and I want to say it was actually January last year. Oh, I started out with such high hopes. It was January last year, and I tried really hard because I would throw in, there's nothing in here that can't be seen. So I started, actually having boxes, and I actually did
Check
the whole check marks and mic rating and all that stuff. So that's anybody, if you've never, just go check out bullet journaling, but look at the bullet journal channel.
Yeah,
from
is it
Ryder
Bujo
Carroll.
or Bujo Berry?
Bujo Berry does a lot of
a good one?
fancy stuff too. But if you want to get fancy, Bujo Berry is the best one, I think, for that. Her Plan With Me videos are amazing. But if you want to know the core of where it started from, check out Ryder Carroll's channel, because that will tell you what the bullet is for, why it's called bullet journaling, and all that stuff. And then it went into this whole amazing creative world.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to minimalism, the way it started, that's what I started doing. So I got to that point, and you can see I started using a little bit of highlighting, that sort of stuff. And then I got just way past it, where it just became a notebook.
Yeah.
Where I just, I can't really.
It's actually really time consuming to keep that up.
It's really, and I found for me, it's not enough structure for me to get what I need out of bullet journaling, which is why I went to a different kind of system that actually, I think you had put me onto the person. This is Elise Joy, right?
Love her. Yeah.
Elise Joy.
Yeah, I had this planner last year.
Right, and I went and ordered it because I knew they sold it really quickly, and I didn't know much about it, but I went and ordered it anyway. And it's awesome. You get your monthly spreads. The paper is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I had to look up there. The paper's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, the paper's really, really nice. I love this. These are all perforated monthly calendars where you have a little spot to what you're focusing on. I'm not focusing on anything in April yet because we haven't looked at it. But I love this sort of typographic treatment about the quotes. So I am actually going to give this to my business partner to use because she carries a great big bag. So for her, it'll be a little bit better, or she can leave it on her desk. And I'm going to switch to using the Hobonichi because function very, very similarly.
Yeah.
But the Hobonichi gives me more of the flexibility I want and a lot more structure than just the plain bullet journaling, which I need to help keep me in line. So otherwise I'm like a wild child. Yeah, so you can tell we've been talking a lot and obsessing over planning.
Obsessing. Watching a lot of videos.
Oh, too many.
A lot of videos, but yeah. There's
Love
one
it.
other little accessory that I received last month, and I love it. So these are like bookmarks.
Oh, they're
for
like
your-
the monkey fist knots.
They're monkey fist knots, and they're like
I love them.
let's see. I mean, I think you can use these in different ways, but it's actually in here. I've kept it in secured. You like put them in the spine, and then you use it as a bookmark. But they're beautiful, and it kind of reminds me of yarn.
Yeah, it does. It's totally like a yarn ball.
Yeah, and I got these from Babette, who is another sort of art journaling lady who is in Aurelia.
Oh,
and she has a
not so far.
website. Yeah, she has a website for these, and she's started doing them on paper clips too, so you can have them tied to a
really?
paper clip.
Oh, that's cute.
She does keychains. She does all kinds of really nice ones, and you can customize your color. And her website is Not Just Knots.
That's cute.
Yeah,
Not just
so
knots.
if you're looking for accessories for your books, these are beautiful.
That's really cute.
Yeah, they're
I
really
like
well
that.
made.
Love it.
Yeah.
One more accessory I'll talk about, I guess,
Yeah.
is I have not spent enough money at Hobonichi, apparently. I just keep buying more stuff. This is actually one of their pencil rolls, and I am a big fan of the gray felt. As you will see in the part 1 or part 2 of this, depending on where we decide to share the love. I love gray felt, and this with the leather tie I thought was amazing. It's, you know, it's just felt, really. Like there's no backing to it, there's nothing, but it's just a pen roll for, I've got a couple of my favorite Muji pens in there.
Pen rolls have become really, really popular.
They're a thing.
They're a big thing now.
They're a
I think
thing.
Boku has just
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Boku did one
Aruna
too?
has just done one, and they look gorgeous.
Yeah.
And there's another one from Peg and All. It's really pricey,
Oh,
but it's a waxed canvas, and it is
oh, nice.
ginormous and
So
beautiful.
it's kind of exactly what you want.
It's
for,
exactly
yeah.
what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like, I don't remember what it comes to with shipping and everything else because it's all in yen. They convert on the website, on the Hobonichi website.
Yeah.
I think if you just go to, it's what, hobonichiplanner.com,
Yeah,
and
if
it
you-
brings you to the right part of the
Yeah, it
the
brings
website.
you to, the website name is different, but if you
Yeah.
Google Hobonichi Planner, you'll get there.
It will take you there. But this was like $20, I think, something like that. But, you know, I love it. I think it's really cute. And
Yeah.
it fits in my briefcase. So
It's nice to have something for your like everyday, your everyday carries.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. And that's definitely my everyday carry.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite ones. I've had this for a little while, and it was a bit of a splurge. And like, listen,
It's
like,
so
do you love
leather.
it? Oh, I love it. I love leather goods, and this is from the Superior Labor Company, and it's a pen roll too. So I have been
it.
kind of into fountain pens. I am not really an expert, and I don't have any of them that are super, super fancy, but I really am enjoying them with all of these planners and
Yeah.
books. So these are some of my favorites, and I'm really liking, this one has pink document ink, and this one has like a chocolate brown. So I'm just trying out some new things, but these are both Twisby, which maybe I'll just put the name on the screen in case anyone's interested, but I'm really liking them. It
They're
just
cute.
makes writing more enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, I'm still torn between sort of going into a dive into fountain pens because I'm such an extra fine pen user
Yeah.
versus pencil because my OCD won't let me have mistakes. I'm not really OCD, but you know, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And I know it really, no one's gonna see it but me, but I'll know that
Yeah.
it's like, so.
And I don't actually use the fountain pens in my planners because there's just too much going on in there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just like to write with them.
Yeah.
And I have like an art journal, which is another piece of leather that I'm loving. This is
That's really nice. It's a beautiful color too.
yeah, I got this before Christmas, and I had hopes of, and I'm doing okay. I'm trying to figure out what art journaling is for me. I'm not really
Right.
like a diary writer. Like I don't write diary type entries, but I tried and I really wanted to, but I'm not, it's just not my thing. So I'm
Right.
just figuring out, you know, throwing in pictures, throwing in tickets from movies and jotting down anything interesting the kids say, because I will forget. So that's kind of what, that's what my art journal is going to be. And this leather cover is like butter. It's beautiful.
Can I tell you, I have a 1 line a day journal that my business partner gave me our first Christmas in business together. And it's only small. It's a tiny little one.
Yeah.
But it's a 5-year 1 line a day journal. And I don't use it every day. But when we say, you know, those things that you're like, oh my God, that is so funny. We have to write that down.
Yeah.
Like that's like, I came out of one session, planning session, and said, I'm half Russian, half Polish. I know how to say no. It's like those things that you don't want to forget where like.
You don't, and you will.
And you
I mean,
will.
You will probably forget most of them.
And what we do now is when we're feeling like, oh, we're just a little overwhelmed or we're tired or we just need a laugh, we'll flip through. There was one lady who used to have the office next to us. Hers was, oh, sweetie, eat a hamburger. It was just so funny because she was talking about some model who was like way too thin. And it was just, you know, it's situational, but it's a shared experience too. So, so I can totally see that happening.
Yeah. So that's where I'll use
it.
the fountain pen.
That's a really,
Because
that's
to
a
me,
good
it's,
use.
you know, it's not my planner.
Yeah. I think for me, the planning, like my schedule changes, your schedule changes, like everything changes so quickly.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm doing it quickly. Like as much as it's supposed to, like, not supposed to be, but I'd like it to be pretty. It's not always pretty. It's life and it's busy. But this is kind of where I can spend a few more minutes, and write those hilarious things.
I've actually been trying to, at night, do my planning, like, I'm trying to get into a routine, a schedule of it. And I'm finding that it's working, except that the Get to Work book is so big and so heavy that I'm like, oh, by the end of the day, do I really want to haul this out of my briefcase just to like jot down a note or two? No, I don't. But I feel like the Hobonichi is light and portable enough that I'll be more likely to do that.
Yeah. I actually, and I think because I'm loving the way the Hobonichi feels and looks, I'm happy to take it out. I mean, I love the other planner too, but so that's my routine. Sundays or Mondays. If we have a crazy Sunday, it gets bumped to Monday, but that's when I kind of take my planner out. I actually don't use it a lot throughout the rest of the week. Oh, unless I need a checkpoint. Unless I'm like, what am I doing?
Sure.
Because for me, it's like, this is what I have to do this week. This day I'm going to focus on this. This day it's that. I do my menu planning.
Ooh, which we should talk about too.
We will talk about.
We will talk about that.
And I don't know, like I don't check my planner every day. Because if I remember what I need to do, I'm good.
Yeah, I think because I'm, you know, I run another business and stuff, like I do check mine every day. Yeah. But it's like a daily touch point. Yeah, I'm not slavishly just going, oh my gosh, I missed doing those 2 things. That's the one thing that I really like about the Get to Work book is maybe I'll just show it real quick because I think this is something worth seeing, is the weekly priorities.
Yeah, and I loved this book when I was at an office job.
Yes, that's really cool. So on the side, there's these action items for this week. Let me just swap that out so you don't see through the pages. There we go. The action items for this week, I thought, just on this side, is perfect because it's like in the way that in this sort of description how to use the planner talks about it is to say, if I do nothing else this week, those are the things that have to get done. And I've been finding that level of prioritization really key for me. Right? What has to get done this week? You know, it's not just always work. Sometimes it's like the drywall has to get done in the renovation this week. I have to pick a grout color, right? Sometimes it's just simple stuff.
And if you check out her videos, she's got some really good ones on her website.
They're great.
Elise really is focused on goal setting. So she's someone that talks a lot about goals and goal setting, which is really neat.
And you know what else is really cool? She's knitting a lot.
I know, she is knitting. Well, I think she has a challenge where she's not buying any wardrobe items this year for the next year. And she's giving herself not an unlimited amount, but a set number of garments and sweaters or items to knit and sew. And that's it, and no more.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I have too much stash to do that. I have to knit through my stash. So, so there we go. There's our planner chat.
Yeah. And then I guess just to add to that, one of my favorite things has been these really neat desk pads from Rifle Paper Company. This is just a weekly one, which you can use for really anything. If you don't even need a planner, you could just kind of jot down what you need. And the reason I got this at first is because my husband, Glenn, sometimes forgets what schedule we are on or forgets that there's certain things. So I like to kind of put the week down on a piece of paper and leave it in the kitchen. And that way he's not wondering like, oh, are we, like, what's for dinner tonight?
Right.
It's there. Or, do the kids have anything? Or what time is soccer? That kind of stuff. So that's great for that. But I have been totally into menu planning. And I think you have been too, right?
Yeah.
So I saw this on the Rifle Paper Company website, and I had to get it. It's got all of the days of the week, and then it even has a spot for your list. So I usually use an app for my grocery list, but sometimes, I don't know, it's kind of neat to jot down like...
Well, the thing I like about this is that the shopping list is perforated.
Yeah.
So and the only reason I know this is because after I saw Sandy on, was it an Instagram live story, that I had to order one. So I've got one on order. It hasn't arrived yet, but the one I ordered has like a citrus motif.
Yeah.
But this side, the shopping list is perforated off. So if you want to keep that list of what you're having for menus, like we were talking about, you could just flip it over, right?
Yeah,
and then you could say, okay, so you go back, and anyway.
Yeah.
And I think it's one sheet per week. It comes in like a pack of, it's 52 sheets or something.
Yeah.
So I think it's perfect. They're not that expensive.
And they're pretty.
They are.
They're really pretty.
Mine's citrus though. I got the citrus one of this. But you know what's really interesting? I have a confession to make. I always used to call it, I thought it was the Riffle Paper Company. I don't know why. I was getting confused with a different company called Riffle. And I was like, I said this once, and I'd be like, oh, you mean the Riffle Paper Company? And she's like, no, it's Rifle. I'm like, oh, okay. I stand to be corrected. But yeah, I've been inspired by you and by a couple of other people to really get more into menu planning for the week. We, for a long time, had been using the Good Food meal delivery service, which is sort of like Blue Apron in the US, that sort of thing, where it brings you all the ingredients and you pick your menu. And that worked out great for a long time, but then I was a little disappointed with some of the menu choices, and the quality of the ingredients were sometimes were questionable. And I got tired of not being able to cook what I wanted to make. I felt like I was always on their schedule, and so it kind of got frustrating. So I said, well, if I do a menu and I plan it out and I actually go shopping instead of just going to the grocery store without a plan.
Yeah,
which is what I always do.
And what I always do too. And I think that's been like a key for me this year is if I don't plan it, it's a disaster. Yeah,
and at least for me, it's just Sebastian and I, and half the time it's just me. So, I can always, I have a grocery store across the street. I can always go and pick up something, or I can order pizza or whatever, right? But you've got a family to feed.
Yeah, but even that, like we can run to the store too, but I just feel like if I don't have it planned and I don't really know by 3 or 4 o'clock, I'm getting kind of frustrated. And I don't like not knowing like what to make.
And you have like the world's biggest cookbook collection.
It's daunting sometimes because then you're like, oh, I want to make something, and then I sit in front of my bookcase and I could spend an hour just looking through books. So
exactly.
So I'm trying to do that on Sundays.
Yes.
When I pull out my planner and I pull out my notepad.
Yeah.
And if I want to make a couple of new things that week, I'll pick out the books that interest me.
Yeah.
Which leads me to.
Can I just say?
Yes.
I actually do my menu planning on Thursday nights because I find for me, I leave Friday nights as a date night. Like usually Sebastian's home. If he's not home, then it's just me anyway. But if I do it on Thursday, all the flyers are out for the week.
Yes.
So, and I find I do my grocery shopping either on Friday or first thing Saturday mornings. And that's usually when stock is at the best, right? Like fresh produce or anything that's on sale. It's like, how many times, well, okay, maybe just me, that, you go to buy couscous and there's no couscous left because it's been on sale. So I do mine on Thursdays and sort of set up, and I include the weekend in it. Interesting how different ways to do it.
I used to do it that way, but now I'm finding I think I take a mental break and plan my week. Like when I'm planning my week,
then you include your menu.
Then I'm like, let's get the menu, And then I've started doing grocery shopping on Monday, so the kids go back to school.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, the store is empty. I haven't had any problems with stock, so it's kind of like the fresh start to the week.
I like that. Look at that. Different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Okay, sorry, you were going to show.
I was going to show my favorite cookbook, which if you follow me on Instagram or watched any of my other videos, you probably have seen me talk about this a million times. Mm-hmm. It is the 3 Times a Day cookbook, who Annie from Knitting It Up very sweetly gave me this for Christmas. And as a cookbook collector, I don't know why I didn't have this one already. I had seen it.
I don't have it either.
You need to look at this because
I have it on hold at the library right now because I'm like, I want to see it before I buy it.
Yeah. Banana and peanut butter pancakes.
Sebastian would lose his mind. That's 2 of his favorite things.
And what I really love about this book, it's beautiful. The recipes have been all delicious. I think as a Canadian, because she's Canadian, she's French.
Okay.
I never have a problem finding the ingredients.
Sure.
And it's not crazy. Even though I'm busy and I don't want to spend 2 hours making a dinner, I still want something special. And sometimes I just want something really good.
Yes.
So I'm loving it. This has been a total favorite.
I really like that one.
And I have one more book. Maybe I'll do it and then you can do yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've had this book for years and I just discovered that she has a YouTube channel.
Which she's actually, her videos are great.
Do you know she's in Toronto right now?
What?
She's in Toronto. So anyways, I'm talking about...
How do we not know?
CLODAGH. I don't know if I'm saying that really.
I think she says CLODAGH.
CLODAGH.
I think she says
CLODAGH McKenna.
Yeah.
So she's Irish and she has beautiful books. And I think I discovered her first book that I own. I was on a work trip, feeling homesick, doing some workshopping, research, and I walked into an anthropology and I saw her book. And I bought a cookbook on my work trip and had to lug it home.
As you do.
As you do.
As you do.
But this book is also...
ooh, the photography's really nice.
Photography's beautiful.
It's very... I'm going to say it's very homey Irish.
Very beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's bright and and I hate to say this, but I don't think I had any interest in Irish cooking before. It's just hasn't been really my thing.
Yeah.
But her recipes are really, really nice. There's a few, I made that for dinner the other night.
I remember I saw that on your Instagram. Yeah, it looked nice.
Really nice pasta dish. There's amazing cakes in here, muffins, and I love it. And she has a YouTube channel now. So
it's really good.
I've been really enjoying it. She's just really interesting. She's doing all the Canadian talk show morning shows right now.
Okay. She's raising her profile.
She's promoting.
Love it.
And she's really great. So if you are interested in cookbooks, I think you should check out her YouTube channel because it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And she uses a lot of butter.
She does.
Well, I mean, it's sponsored by Kerrygold, I think,
sponsored,
right? So, yeah, which I don't even think we can get Kerrygold here.
I haven't seen it.
But, okay, so talking about cooking, because it's another thing Sandy and I share is we both have a massive cookbook collection.
Yeah.
And one thing that I really, really miss when I'm not in Europe, which is quite frequent, is European butter. Because it's got a higher fat content than Canadian butter does. But there is a new range from Lactantia has now European style butter.
I think I saw that.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
it's more expensive. It's more expensive by far. But if you're using sort of any of CLODAGH's recipes and it calls for butter, try it with the European butter because it's insane.
And I think they do have her the Kerrydale cheese here.
They do. The cheese you can get here. Yeah.
Yeah, so she uses a lot of those in her videos.
So we should talk about maybe some more books I brought.
Yes.
So as someone who is, our renovation was basically gutting everything. The 2 bathrooms gone, the kitchen's gone, all the closets have been ripped out, the floors are gone, we're putting a new ceiling in. This is all in a condo. So we're starting from scratch. There's nothing, which is good. It's what I wanted.
So exciting.
It's super exciting. It's frustrating. It's terrifying. It's expensive, but it's going to be so fulfilling. But as part of that, I'm trying to find solutions that worked for organizing and simplifying the home, because we lead really busy, complicated lives, and I don't have kids, which would make it even worse. But although I probably would just like focus on them because I just figured that would be me. But and that's not good either. But I wanted to focus on how do I organize my home? How do I get things in place? So one of my favorite websites is Remodelista, which this is a new book that they just launched in the past, I want to say just before the holidays maybe. And it's got everything from the secrets to organize a closet, where to put the blow dryer. Okay, ladies. Where to put the blow dryer. All kinds of solutions on that, which is just like
I'm putting this book
smart
on
stuff.
my list.
You need to have this book.
Yeah.
Right? Kitchen storage solutions that work in the bath. The photography alone. I mean, it's completely my aesthetic. Yeah. It speaks to my world anyway. But it is practical stuff. Where to put the paper towels. Different solutions for paper toweling. Like, I'm not showing anything that you couldn't flip to the book at your local bookstore and take a look at. But, like, I love this. Pot lid storage solutions. Yeah. Like, this is all things that when you're starting from scratch and you have nothing in your home, when you can literally put in anything you want, these are the things that you need somebody who's thought this out. Yeah. Right? Because you don't think about this stuff. We thought about, we ended up putting in lights inside our kitchen drawers, which when the kitchen's delivered in 2 weeks and then installed in 3, then I'll have them. But we have lights, so when the drawers open, there's lights that go on so you can see what's in them. Oh. Which is going to be cool. So we're having double layer drawers so that we can have spices in one and knives in another and still have more storage. So there's things that if I hadn't looked at something like this, I may not have thought about. Yeah. And it's also a really super high quality book. Remodelista, the website is really good. They also have a book that's more about home design in general, just called Remodelista, and then they have one for gardening called Gardenista. So that's been really good. But it's it's $25 US, so it's like almost $35 Canadian. Mm-hmm. But if you want something a little more budget friendly, because organizing shouldn't cost you a ton of money. No. This is actually a reprint of. I've been trying to remember when this came out. You and I both knew about this because you've got, I think, the original.
I feel like I have the old one somewhere.
Yeah. So this is one I just picked up again at my local grocery store when it was there. So this is just the Martha Stewart Living, Organizing the Best of Special Collector's Edition. And again, it's got some great stuff in here, like good things for home offices, where it's got, different ways of doing things and it's all stuff that just came from the magazine, all just collected into sort of a singular place to hold it all. Yeah. So I'm super into organizing and planning my home, but also trying to get my life wrapped up because it is kind of crazy and insane. Yeah. A little bit. So that's my active work. But then I also talked about, this is sort of, I guess, my last thing is the Kobo that I bought. I had posted on Instagram beginning of January or so, because I wanted to focus on top of getting my world organized. I wanted to focus on self-care and doing things for me to help me feel refreshed, rejuvenated creatively, that sort of stuff. And part of it was I wanted to get back into reading. Mm-hmm. And I am terrible with the library. I'm terrible with it. If I take a physical book to the library, guaranteed I'm buying that book because I forget to take it back, and then I get a bill in the mail for the book, and then I take it back, and then I just pay the fine, and it's just a whole big debacle. So I decided that I was going to go back to an e-reader, and I've had Kobo before. For Americans, Kobo actually just signed a deal with Walmart in the U.S. Oh. They're going to be selling them there because Americans are more familiar with Kindle. And I posted on Instagram that it's like, hey, should I get a Kindle or a Kobo? And I ended up getting the Kobo because most people wanted library access on it. How do you get library books on here so you don't have to pay for them all the time? And in Canada, Kindle doesn't work at the library. Kobo does. So that was kind of my deciding factor. But if you will notice at the very top of that, this one is waterproof. So I can take it in the bath. And I do. I will have you know, this has been in the bath with me. It's waterproof up to 2 meters or 6.5 feet. So because we also travel so much when we go on cruises and things like that, I wanted something that I could take poolside. If it gets splashed or, God forbid I drop it in the pool, nothing's going to happen to it. So, so I picked up that one. And so far, so good. I just realized that the cover that I have on here is the bat, which is not exactly friendly, but it's like a Scandinavian mystery novel series, which I'm also obsessed with. Maybe that's a conversation for a whole other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
what
that's
books to read.
Exactly. So that's one of my favorites that I've been loving a lot this month.
Yeah. I like that you're trying to read more. I am too. I'm
Yeah.
not really a big reader.
I used to
But I
be.
think it's time. I
Yeah.
think it's just time, and it kind of falls to the bottom of my priority list.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
But you know what that says to me? Because it always fell to my bottom of my priority list, but that says I'm not taking care of me.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something that Sandy and I have talked about doing a lot more of, is taking care of,
Yourself.
ourselves, because people
Yeah.
rely on us and we can't be at our best if we're not taking care of ourselves.
Yeah. And busy happens.
I like that.
Right?
Busy
Like-
happens. You should write that down in your one line a day journal.
Well, like a lot of people stress over it. Sometimes you're just busier than other times. It's all
Yeah.
seasons, right? Like you're moving and packing and like
Yeah.
you're going to be readjusting again. And
All the time. It
kids
feels
are
like it. Yeah.
transitioning and people need more of you at different times. So
That's right.
yeah,
That's
that's
right.
life.
That's right.
So we're talking about all of our favorite things because we've been focusing on like enjoying those things and finding ways to meal plan or plan out our lives, find books that we love, because I think they help.
They really do help. I think both of us have found that, through different ways we've been stressed out or feeling less motivated and less productive, and how do we find ways to keep that moving?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just something being just really nice to work with, or pretty, or comfortable, or comforting.
Yeah.
It's really helped.
YouTube videos have helped.
They have helped a lot.
So
yes.
CLODAGH was one of them that I had
Yeah.
discovered just recently. And then there's one that you introduced to me that I have just been loving.
And so this actually came through. It's actually your fault, because it's actually really circular in a lot of ways.
It was planner related,
It was
wasn't it?
planner related.
Yeah.
I wanted to know more about the Hobonichi, and then I came across this YouTube channel, who we will link down below and stuff. But Christopher Allen, if you haven't watched him before on YouTube, is really awesome. Christopher's really all about kindness and being kind to yourself and to others, and that's something that we both, we can start to be kind to other people, but also giving ourselves a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And that's where I started watching and thought, oh, Sandy, you need to watch Christopher.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've worked back all the way through the catalog
haven't
yet.
yet.
I have. I've watched every single one, because I think that's what I was watching mainly when I was doing Sebastian's sweater. I was just knitting furiously and watching till like 2 a.m, and I should have been sleeping. But it was like, oh, just one more.
Yeah.
What do you think about Christopher?
I love him. So he's kind of the person that... so I didn't just start going through all of them. I kind of found a few that I really was super interested at first. And how he cleans his home. His like cleaning habits. And so I watched that
Christopher, we love
video.
how you clean your house. We love
so
it.
it changed like my whole routine. I sat down, I planned out, a little bit more of a structured plan, and because I think I was just kind of randomly, like when we need laundry, I would do laundry, and
Yeah.
So I'm really sticking to a bit more of a schedule, and he's really, really inspired me. He has some great tips.
Oh my God, yeah.
For keeping your house like in order, his pantry.
Yeah.
The meal planning videos.
The meal planning one is great.
So a lot of those
love
I
that.
started with, and now I'm just going through his vlogs, and he's just really nice, and he loves products, which we both
love.
Love, like he can appreciate a bubble bath and a good facial mask. So it's been a nice treat at night. That's usually I'll put one of his videos on and do a little bit of knitting, and it's been motivating me.
Yeah, I've been basically having a bath with my Kobo at night, because that's sort of like, oh, that's such a good way to unwind. And, nothing bad ever happened to you in the bath.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a debatable question.
I don't know. I hear a lot of this. Mama?
Oh, yeah.
Mama?
Okay. Yeah, you would. I don't. Sebastian's just like, I need to pee.
How much longer?
Can we watch a TV show yet? No, I'm in the bath. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So we've been loving Christopher. Christopher's been really motivating, and motivating in a way that's been really gentle. I think both of us have been like, okay, I'm inspired. I'm not like pushed. It's not like these like, you know, a fitness guru in January being like, go to the gym. Like that's annoying.
And he's not really pushing anything. He's just, you know, sharing.
Yeah, just sharing.
Yeah, just sharing stuff. And
yeah, we love it.
He's fun.
Yeah, I want to go to his house though. I'm not going to lie.
His house is beautiful.
Yeah, I love his house. I just love his house. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was Christopher's YouTube channel. We talked about CLODAGH.
Yeah.
Right, because that's really awesome and inspiring too. Mm-hmm. We should probably do this like again.
We should.
With like more YouTubers that we like. YouTubers that we like.
Yeah. I feel like I go through phases too. So right now I guess I'm into the whole planning and self-care thing. So I think that's why I'm gravitating towards some food videos and Christopher's videos because they really support that. But there's always something new. There's always like something really interesting and it's nice to share. And
there's always the good fallbacks. Like we always will end up going back to knitting channels and stuff. Like that goes without saying. You know, we don't, and I don't know about you, I can't speak for you, but I don't have a lot of time to watch every single one because I watch so many of them. Yeah. But I catch up every now and again, or like, oh, I'm gonna binge a whole bunch of them because I'm cleaning the house or whatever. It's good. And I tend to wait and then catch up on one. That's what I do. Yeah, I do so the same thing. I might not see one for a while, but instead of just watching like everybody's that come up that week, I kind of save a few. Yeah. And then I'll sort of binge watch that one person. Yeah, especially when there's something like Rhinebeck. We were both there, so you know we had our own experiences with it. But then sort of if you watch everybody's, it's like everybody's talking about the same thing. It's like I kind of like to see a progression. Like I'll watch like, oh, so they went to Rhinebeck and then they had their Vlogmas and then they did this and then they went to Vote Knitting or wherever. It's kind of nice to see their story. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I do the same thing. Yeah. Surprise. I know. I feel like you're my long lost brother. Oh, that's right, sister. Right? That's right. I have sisters. Mm-hmm. I needed a brother. Well, I only have a brother, so there you go. Okay. I think I have one last thing that I forgot to share. Yes, this is important. So this is another rabbit hole that I went down this week. So I think one of the other reasons why I wasn't doing a ton of knitting in January is because I was doing all this other stuff, this research, we'll call it. And I just kind of stumbled upon this whole pom-pom thing and wanted to make some. So I have just been making pom-poms, and I think I want to put them on every handle of fancy furniture in the house and every bag, and maybe do some smaller ones to clip onto project bags. Yeah, because your pom-poms, like that's almost like a pom-pom tassel. It's a pom tass. A pom tass. It's a pom tass. Is that actually what it's called? I think so. I think if you Google, like if you look up on YouTube, there's all kinds of videos. So, I mean, there's a few different ways you can do your pom-poms, and I think it's called a pom tass. I like it. So it's just, and it's super soft. Yeah. Like super soft. Did you use like merino? Because it feels super merino-y. I don't think this one is. No, I'm not even going to tell you what this one is. It's a cheapie. It's super cheapie. Soft. So I started by going through my stash and seeing like which ones might I not use for a project, and right, because this is a little like hit a color for something. Yeah, it's just a little, and I don't know. I'm just having fun with them. So I might pop one or two in my shop, and if anyone is interested, they can throw it on their bag. Yeah, they're awesome. They're just fun, just a little accessories. Little accessories. You know what would be really cute? If you did little ones in the spring and put them on your shoes. That would be cute. Like right on top of like tennis, like your tennis laces on your like your your Keds or your Skechers or something. That'd be kind of cute. That would be cute. I've seen them on like where you get like a big bow or something right on like evening wear shoes. Yes. But like this could be kind of fun. It's fun. Okay, call me crazy. Call me crazy. I'm gonna say do the Palm Task shoe application. Yeah, and everyone's like, Eric, no, just be quiet. Oh, you're funny. I do try. You need a pom-pom. I need a pom tass. I need a pom tass. I don't know what I'm gonna put it on, but you'll let me know. And your fringe feel bag. Well, like a little one. But where on the fringe bag would it go? Because you've got the drawstrings and you've got the handle. Well, you could do a little rope and you could put on a pin and pin it on. Oh, okay, that works. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about how to like tie it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could pin it on.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Okay.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. That's it. I think that's a lot of stuff.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you liked it. And if you did, what are they supposed to do? Thumbs up, hit subscribe.
Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, and again, if you haven't seen part 1, go over to the Sticks Twine channel.
That's me.
And maybe we'll do this again. This was fun.
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should. Would you like us to do this again? If you'd like us to do this again, comment below.
Let us know.
Let us know. Thanks again, Sandy, for having me.
Thank you
It's
for
been
coming.
Fun. It's been a blast.
I know.
It's so good. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this all again. And now I can't wait to start using my Hobonichi.
I know.
I can't wait.
And I'm actually really excited to keep knitting. So I think
Good.
I'm out of my slump, and I'm excited. Some of your projects inspired me.
Brilliant. I want to see that stole finished because it looks beautiful. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.